Did you ever write something and gave it a nice, fun title with the goal of sharing a silly story with a solid point, and to later discover it being wildly read by kids, well, whoever, in a foreign country named India? It, how does it relate? I will share that and a little more in today's video. Now, there is a very good chance that my audience here, you guys, may not have heard of an author named Jerome K. Jerome. Don't ask. I haven't read about this guy. Apparently, he was a popular writer who wrote a story with the goal of saying, "Hey, this is a tour of these areas," and it turned to go and went a different direction. Humor. Fast forward to me, and I think it was in 2010. I don't remember anymore. I decided to have a little fun and share a story, and I wrote Three Men and a Boat. Did you notice I said three men and A-N-D, boat, a boat, not three, not not three men in a boat? And of course, well, that's because I was sharing a story about faith. And the question was, where is your faith? Is it placed on your own ingenuity? Or is it just on some abstract concept like faith? Or is it really placed on the real rock, and that is Jesus? That was the story I was writing. Then one day I'm looking at my stats and I'm seeing, oh my God, I'm getting tons of people from India. What the heck is going on here? Some people say, oh, is it hacker? Oh, no, that's what it wasn't. It was a bunch of high school kids or young kids, as we would call it. I really don't know too much. That I couldn't get somebody to tell me. But I did some research and I found out, wait a minute, this is coming from what, some kind of school? What the heck is going on here? I did some digging, and that's where Jerome's book came in. Okay. And I had to rewrite the story. And I guess it is kind of relevant, because sometimes you put out something and you don't realize the impact it could actually have. Well, how about I share the story I intended, and you guys can use one of my Amazon links down in the description and buy Jerome's book. I'm sure you'll appreciate it. After all, the story I wrote was this. It was about three men, three friends, and two were preacher, and the other, well, he was the retired pope or something, Catholic. They were friends and said, hey, let's just go on a short fishing trip. They go someplace and row out and start doing some fishing. Suddenly someone comes out of the office and yell, hey, first guy, you got a phone call. The first person gets up and then he seemingly walks on the water and goes to answer the phone, find out what's going on, come back. This one person, one of the three, is looking at this and like, wow, Look at that face that man had. He's walking on water. A few minutes later, another call comes in, and it's for the elderly gentleman, the retired pope. And I'm picking on, I think it was John Paul, I don't know who, for a very specific reason. The man was like in his 90s or 80s, kind of old. He gets up and said, "Okay, coming." Gets up and seemingly walked on water. And answers, find out, comes back. Then a third call come. Oh, oh, great. And he kept marveling at the face the first two seemed to have shown. He gets and said, "Hey, I'll do the same thing. I'll walk on water." He's going down. What happened to my face? What? I don't get it. Meanwhile, in the boat, the first guy goes to the former pope. You think we should have told him about the rock? What rock? You see, what happened is there was some hidden trail of rocks that the first guy walked on. He was using ingenuity, his own ingenuity and knowledge, and walked on that. That's why he seemed to walk on the water. And here's why I picked on Pope John Paul. If you remember, the man was a very frail gentleman. Okay, regardless of what you think, he is frail. He's not going to be walking on any solid rock easily. No, he was, in that story, was relying on Christ, the real rock, to help him across, because he sure as heck ain't gonna do a number on the rocky path that the first guy. The third, he was putting his faith not on ingenuity, not on Christ to help him. He was putting his faith on faith, which doesn't work that way. When we have walk in faith, we're supposed to say, "I'm going to put my trust on you, Lord. I'm going to put my trust on my ingenuity. I'm going to put my trust on something that I believe will help me traverse what needs to be traversed." That was the point of the story. I have to share this because this is Christianity Explained, but when I found out about the book, I was like, okay, it has nothing to do with what I wrote, and this was written in another century, the 1800s. Something about Thames, Thames, river. Oh, incredible. You know, it's amazing how God is able. It's amazing because I'm trusting that God somehow used my error, I don't know what else to call it, and turned it to good. Maybe some did get an idea, or perhaps, and it's quite reasonable to think, because my writing was not very good at that time. In fact, when I looked at it, at the original, I was like, oh, I'm like, these kids are coming to this Yank, American, and they're like, I better clean up my grammar. And because at least they have some idea what the heck real English supposed to look like. God used it to wake me up to a need to care a lot more for my writing. And who? Because you never know. Hopefully the teacher wised up and said, wait a minute. And of course, Uh, Hopefully, you guys are getting a good chuckle out of this and you'll find some value. And I'll end it with the question and point I was trying to make with the original article. Where is your faith? Is it placed on you, on what you can do? Is it placed on God, or are you just saying, "Oh, I'm going to put my faith on some abstract thing, karma. I'll put it on this, anything," but that which is concrete, and God is concrete. But you have to ask and trust Him. Hope you have a blessed day. See you when I see ya.